Okay, let's dive in. The world of electric cars, it moves so fast, doesn't it? It can feel like a full-time job just keeping up.
It really can. And that's why we're here with the deep dive. We take all that information, the articles, the specs, maybe even notes you've jotted down, and boil it down for you.
Exactly. It's your shortcut to getting the real insights, the stuff that actually matters, without getting lost in the weeds.
And today, we're focusing on a big one, the 2025 Tesla Model 3. You know, it's always been a sort of benchmark, and this latest restyling has people talking.
It really has. It's often called that point of reference. So for this deep dive, we're digging into the briefing document you give us.
Right. We'll look at performance, the design changes, that famous minimalist interior, safety, and crucially, how it actually stacks up against the competition now.
Our mission, give you that clear picture. Is this updated Model 3 still the standard bearer? Let's find out.
Okay, so let's set the scene. The Model 3 first hit the scene back in 2017. Now, after this big refresh, our sources still call it a midsize electric sedan.
But the market's changed so much since 2017. How has it stayed, one of the best-selling and most appreciated models? What's the secret sauce there?
I think it's more than just being first. It fundamentally shifted expectations. It was that combination, the range, the performance, the tech, all integrated together.
Right.
It wasn't just another EV. It was sort of forced everyone else to step up their game.
Yeah.
That's why it's still seen as that baseline, that point of reference.
It really did define the segment in many ways.
Yeah, exactly. Even with all the new options, it offers this modern, versatile package that still really resonates.
Okay, so let's get into the specifics. The 2025 model comes in three main flavors. What are the key differences you need to understand if you're looking at one?
Right. Three distinct versions. Let's break them down. First, you've got the base Model 3, RWD. That's rear-wheel drive, single motor.
Okay.
Range-wise, you're looking at somewhere between 513 and 554 kilometers on the WLTP cycle. That's the European standard, generally seen as pretty realistic.
Iteration.
0 to 100 kilometers per hour, it's quoted between 5.6 and 6.1 seconds. Still pretty quick off the line.
Definitely not slow.
Not at all. Power is around 293 CV. That's roughly 279 horsepower. And an interesting detail, it includes acoustic glass, which helps quiet the cabin.
Good for refinement. Okay, what's next?
Next up is the Model 3 Long Range AWD. All-wheel drive, so you get a dual motor setup.
And the long range part means?
Significantly more range, up to 629 kilometers WLTP. That's impressive. And it's quicker too, 0 to 100 in 4.4 seconds.
Okay, that's a noticeable jump.
Yeah, it weighs a bit more, around 1,824 kilos, and this version typically includes a premium audio system as well.
Got it. And the third one, the sporty one.
That's the Model 3 Performance, also dual motor, all-wheel drive, but tuned for maximum acceleration.
How maximum are we talking?
We're talking 0 to 100 kilometers in 3.1 to 3.3 seconds. Seriously fast.
Wow. Okay.
The trade-off is slightly less range, around 528 to 547 kilometers WLTP. And you get little sporty touches, like aluminum pedals.
So quite a spread there. How does this actually translate for, different types of drivers? Is the base model enough for most people, or do you really feel the need for the long range?
That's a really good question. The RWD, the base model, it's honestly great for daily driving, commuting. If you don't need blistering speed but still want good range, it's a solid value proposition.
Makes sense.
The long-range AWD, though, that often hits the sweet spot for a lot of people. You get that extra range peace of mind, especially for road trips, plus the all-wheel drive confidence in, rain or snow.
Right, the versatility.
Exactly. The performance, that's for the enthusiast. You're prioritizing that acceleration thrill. You might sacrifice a tiny bit of range, and the ride might be a touch firmer. It's about what you value most in the driving experience.
It really sounds like they've tailored each one quite deliberately.
Okay, moving beyond the powertrain, let's talk about the car itself. The design, the space, how does it look and feel? Well, it's still very much a sleek sedan. 5 seats, standard stuff there. But the surprise is often the practicality. Our sources mention ample cargo capacity, up to 682 liters.
682 liters. That's actually huge for a sedan, isn't it?
It really is. It rivals some smaller SUVs. It shows you don't necessarily have to sacrifice hauling space for that aerodynamic shape.
Okay, what about the actual footprint, the dimensions?
Length is 4,720 millimeters, so just over 4.7 meters. Width, with mirrors folded, is 1,933 millimeters, and height is about 1.44 meters. So fairly typical mid-size sedan proportions.
And wheel sizes vary.
Yeah, depending on the version, you'll see 18-inch, 19-inch, or even 20-inch wheels on the Performance.
So that big boot space is great, but sometimes sleek designs mean compromises inside, especially headroom in the back.
Hmm.
How does it actually stack up for passenger comfort, say, for four adults on a longer trip?
That's a fair point about sleek rooflines. But the materials we looked at suggest it's actually quite spacious and comfortable for 4 adults. Tesla's pretty good at packaging. And they seem to have paid specific attention to driving comfort, not just passenger space. Plus, that large trunk opening makes the cargo space genuinely usable, not just big on paper.
Good to know. So the practicality seems baked in. Now let's get inside. The tech. This is where Tesla really made its name initially, that minimalist approach. What's new and notable with this restyling?
Right, the minimalism is still there, but it's evolved. The centerpiece, of course, is that big 15.4-inch central touchscreen. It controls pretty much everything.
Still the main command center.
Absolutely. But the big news, especially from the restyling, is the new 8-inch screen for rear passengers.
Ah, okay. What can they do with that?
Climate control, entertainment, it gives them a level of interaction that was missing before. Definitely a nod towards improving the passenger experience.
That sounds like a significant upgrade. What else?
The steering wheel's changed. They've integrated controls for the turn signals and even gear selection right under the wheel itself.
No stalks behind the wheel then?
Exactly. Cleans up the look, puts controls right at your thumbs. Takes a little getting used to, maybe, but very clean.
Interesting. And comfort features.
Ventilated seats are mentioned, always welcome. And a new audio system with, get this, 17 speakers.
17. Okay, they're serious about the sound.
Seems like it. And naturally, autopilot, the assisted driving system, is standard, with the option to upgrade to the more advanced autonomous features, where regulations permit.
It feels like they're adding layers of refinement and passenger focus. But playing devil's advocate, are things like a rear screen or ventilated seats truly groundbreaking? Or is this Tesla catching up to features already common in other premium cars?
That's a sharp question. You could argue it's a bit of both. Some luxury brands have had similar features. However, integrating them into the Tesla ecosystem, that minimalist design, and at the Model 3's price point, that's the key.
So it's the execution within their philosophy.
Precisely. The rear screen isn't just tacked on, it feels part of that connected cabin idea. It's less about copying and more about maturing their own offering while keeping that distinct Tesla feel.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's talk about keeping it charged. Efficiency and charging speed always top of mind for EVs. How does the 2025 Model 3 perform here?
Crucial area, for sure. It supports Tesla's supercharger network with fast charging up to 250 kilowatts.
250 kilowatts. Translate that for us. How fast is that in reality?
It's very fast. The source material suggests you can add up to 282 kilometers of range in just 15 minutes under ideal conditions.
15 minutes. Okay, that's basically a quick coffee stop.
Exactly. It significantly cuts down charging time on longer journeys. As for efficiency, the official consumption figures are between 14 and 16.7 kilowatts per 100 kilometers, depending on the version.
Lower is better there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Lower means you use less energy to travel the same distance. Those are pretty efficient numbers for its class. And, of course, zero tailpipe CO2 emissions.
So, connecting this back to the owner experience, that fast charging and the supercharger network, does that really change the game for road trips compared to other EVs?
I'd argue it still does.
Yeah.
While other charging networks are improving, the reliability, speed, and sheer number of Tesla superchargers remain a major advantage.
It removes a layer of anxiety.
Definitely.
Wow.
It makes long-distance EV travel feel much more routine, much closer to the convenience of gasoline car refueling,
Yeah.
just with electricity. It's a very mature, well-integrated system.
Okay, performance, tech, charging,
Yeah.
covered. But what about the fundamentals, safety and just, everyday comfort?
Absolutely essential.
Mm-hmm.
On the safety front, it's top marks. The Model 3 achieved a 5-star Euro NCADP rating.
Which is the highest rating.
Yes, the highest possible. It means it performs exceptionally well in crash tests and has effective safety assist systems. Huge peace of mind factor there.
And comfort, ride quality, cabin noise.
The suspension is tuned for a balance, sporty enough to feel engaging, but comfortable enough for daily driving and bumps. The restyling also brought better interior materials and, importantly, enhanced acoustic insulation.
So, quieter
It
inside.
should be noticeably quieter, reducing road and wind noise. And as we touched on, it's designed to be spacious and comfortable for 4 adults. They're focusing on the overall driving comfort.
That 5-star rating,
Yeah.
it's easy to see as just a number, but for you, sitting in the car, especially with family, it represents a huge amount of engineering aimed at keeping you safe. That's got to contribute to just feeling good about driving it.
Absolutely. It's that foundation of confidence. Knowing the car is fundamentally safe allows you to appreciate the comfort features more. The quiet ride, the comfortable seats, they enhance the experience because you're not worried about the basics. It's a holistic approach.
All right, let's talk money and rivals. The bottom line. What does the 2025 Model 3 cost, according to our sources, and who is it actually competing against in today's market?
Okay, pricing. It's described as competitive. As of June 2025, the standard range starts at 42,990. The long range is 50,990, and the performance tops out at 58,990.
Those are the list prices. But you mentioned incentives.
Yes, and this is key, especially in places like Europe. With things like the Tesla bonus, which was €4,000, and potentially other local promotions, that starting price for the standard range can drop significantly, down to around 35,990.
Wow, okay, that makes it much more accessible.
Definitely puts it right in the mix. Yeah, competitors. It's in that busy segment of midsize electric sedans with good range and a sporty feel.
Who are the main players?
You've got the Polestar 2, often seen as a direct premium European rival with similar tech focus. The BMW i4 brings that traditional sporty luxury sedan feel to the EV world.
Okay.
Then there's the newer Volkswagen ID.7, which really emphasizes space and technology. The Hyundai Ioniq 6 stands out with its very unique aerodynamic design and good range.
Quite diverse options.
And at the higher end of this bracket, you might also cross-shop with the Mercedes-Benz EQE, which offers more luxury, advanced tech, and refined interiors, albeit likely at a higher price point.
That's a formidable list. So, faced with all those choices, what's the Model 3's unique selling point today? Why would you pick the Tesla over, say, the i4 or the Ioniq 6?
It still comes down to that package. The competitive price, especially with incentives, is hard to ignore. Then you add the proven long range, the efficiency, and critically, that supercharger network.
The ecosystem.
Exactly. It's a very known quantity, a very robust ecosystem. While competitors might offer more traditional luxury or a specific design edge or maybe slightly different tech features, the Model 3's blend of accessibility, performance, and infrastructure is still incredibly compelling.
So the choice for you as a buyer is maybe between Tesla's proven, efficient ecosystem and perhaps a more specific design or brand appeal from one of the rivals.
That sums it up well. Do you go for the established leader with its network advantage, or does a competitor's specific take on luxury, design, or perhaps even driving dynamics appeal more? It's a great position for buyers to be in, having these strong choices.
What a fascinating deep dive. We've seen how the 2025 Model 3 builds on its legacy, offering tailored performance, blending that sleek design with real practicality, and stepping up the interior tech, especially for passengers.
In doing it all while maintaining strong safety credentials, impressive efficiency, and that crucial supercharger support, all at a price point, especially with incentives, that keeps it incredibly relevant.
It really feels like a refined version of a winning formula. Okay, here's a final thought for you to chew on. Looking ahead, beyond just range and 0 to 60 times, what do you think the next big thing will be for electric cars? What feature or capability will become the new must-have?
Ooh, that's a good one. Maybe. Maybe truly seamless integration with our homes and lives. Or perhaps AI that genuinely learns and adapts the car's behavior to your specific preferences.
Interesting possibilities. The pace of change isn't slowing down, that's for sure.
Not a chance.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive for today. A huge thank you for joining us. If you found this breakdown helpful, if you appreciate getting these insights distilled for you, we'd love it if you hit that like button.
Yeah, and definitely subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss our next deep dive where we unpack another complex topic for you.
Thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.